Hey there, BSG fans. This is Westertron. Today we're going to be taking a look at Diamond Select's Battlestar Galactica Chief Galen Tyrol action figure. This figure came out several years ago. I think this was one of the first ones, actually, for this series, for the show. And this one was really hard to get. As you can see on the front here, it says it's a Diamond Select Toys exclusive down in the corner there. So it's actually signed by Aaron Douglas in the back there. You can see it's actually on the card. And for a long time it made this figure kind of expensive, like up in the $40–50 range. I even saw some on eBay at some points getting up to $100. So despite the fact that this was one of my favorite characters, I did have to wait a long time to actually get him. And recently I noticed on Corner Store Comics, both he and Caprica 6, another one who was a little pricey at the time, had gone way down in price, and I got him for $14.99 and her for I think $11.99, $11 somewhere in that range. But I've been waiting for this figure for a long time. Very excited to have him. So let's get him out of package and see what he looks like. So here's the Chief out of package in the best action-y pose I can really kind of approximate for him. He was never a really big action-y character, so any pose like this is kind of ridiculous for him, but I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of how this articulation moves a little bit. These guys were very, very articulated. They had a design that was very similar to DCUC at the time, so they have a lot of great movement in them, and the only real thing that I ever thought held them back was their ankles, and that's not the biggest issue in the world, but just wanted to let you know, he doesn't normally stand like that. I mean, as a deck chief, he should probably just be like that, like everybody else. Got a lot of Battlestar figures who look like that. So first, quick look at his accessories. He comes, and he's already fallen over, with this thing, which one or two of the other characters have come with too. I've never quite been sure what it is. I don't really remember anybody ever using this on the show. It doesn't look like it really fits the aesthetic of the show, so I'm not really sure where this came from. I don't remember them ever using it, but it looks like maybe some kind of t-shirt cannon. I have no idea. Maybe they have wet t-shirt contests on the Galactica and they just didn't air that episode. And then they have this carbine rifle, which, as you can see, is really, really bent up from being in the package. And you can also see has some of his paint on the handle there. Or I guess this is like a handle guard. I'm not really sure. So yeah, the both weapons so far, getting them in and out of the hands has chipped some of the paint off, so that's a bit of a bummer. But not the worst thing in the world, because I'm probably not going to pose him with a weapon anyway. But you can see there's a lot of great details there. They do this very flat black on it for paint, and then they kind of weathered it a little bit. So it's pretty neat. I dig it. The ACOG there is bent, so that shouldn't be that way, but the barrel's all jacked up. So this is definitely going in the parts bag. I've got better ones, even if I did want to put them with him. And lastly, he comes with this medic kit, which is pretty cool. It's, you know, something a little more diverse for him. I really wish he would have come with like a toolkit, tool bag, anything. Honestly, I really wish that he was in his orange knuckle dragger gear, but you know, you can't have everything. But this also came with some of the other characters, but this one, my other ones all seem to be glued. This one actually opens up, and there's nothing inside, but it's just interesting that it does. So it's pretty cool, and it does fit in his left or right hand, so that's nice. You know, you can actually have him carry it. So pretty cool accessories. Not as many as most characters come with. A lot of these characters came with really, really specific character items, accessories. So he didn't really have a whole lot, I guess, in that direction that he could go with. But look at the face here. Let me move this in a little. You can see there's a decent amount of Aaron Douglas there. It's not absolutely perfect by any means. But, you know, it's not bad, and I kind of like, I think these were all sculpted by Jean St. Jean, and I kind of like the idea that there's still people out there who are sculpting faces. We've gone a lot to the, like the digital scan and stuff, which is very cool, and, you know, it gets very, very accurate sculpts a lot of the time, but sometimes lacks a bit of the personality. And I think this does have that kind of trademark scowl of his, even if it's not like the exact right puffiness of the face or the right lips or whatever. I think it does capture his character. It's very cool, great detail on the hair. Hope you can see that pretty well. Great detail there. They did a great job. The costume is excellently sculpted, with stitching everywhere, realistic folds, great paint wash on there. You can see there's a kind of green with almost like a brown paint wash to make it just seem a little more dirty, a little more earthy. Very cool. Great buckles there. What are those called? Are those D-clips? Is that what they're called? Either way, very cool, great stitching there. The belt, you know, it's got a great nylon belt that's actually sculpted into nylon ridges. Fantastic. Down here on the pouches, more of that great stitching everywhere down to the boots. And the boots have a real, like, workman's feel to them, you know, very well done and even sculpted on the bottom. Excellent sculpt on this figure. As with most of the the Battlestar figures. Very good sculpt, very nice representation. And you can see he's got his little wings there. So that's cool too. Yeah, so yeah, very well done on sculpt. Very great job too. I'm pretty sure it's Jean St. John. But yeah. So articulation is as such. He's got a ball jointed head, which I believe is a double ball joint. So he's got, you know, pretty good tilt on left side, not as much on the right. Looks like he's bumping on something there. Great down action. The back is not great because his collar bumps into his hairline, so that's a bit of a bummer. He's got double ball elbows, so they only go out about that far. You know, of course, all the way around and everything. And the way you know that you've got double ball elbows instead of the swivel hinge elbows, shoulders, double ball shoulders. The way you know you've got double ball instead of swivel hinge is if you can rotate inward and outward on it. That means there's a ball in there instead of a hinge. The hinge would only allow for outward movement like this, and you would have to turn it and move it out like that. But this will allow a little bit of forward and back. You can see that. See how that goes in and out? A regular swivel hinge wouldn't allow you to do that. So, just a bit of trivia. Swivel shoulders there, or biceps rather. I'm getting all the joints wrong. Hinged elbows. These are elbows. Hinged elbows go slightly more than 90 degrees, but not by much. Ball jointed ball and socket wrists. So that's good because a lot of the characters had swap out like Nomex gloves or boxing gloves or whatever. So you can pop the wrists out very easily. Swivel waist, very tight, very nice. It's one of those big meaty joints, feels good. And then the DCUC style hinged hips. So these are swivel hinged. They go forward and back, which is nice. Not everybody allows that. A lot of them have too much butt plastic back here that keeps the leg from going back. I like that they allow that movement to go there because you can get deeper stances out of it. So that's that, but then you've also got your hinge here, which goes well more than straight 90 degrees out. I mean, that's great. Very cool. Swivels in the thighs. Knee hinges. Again, right around 90 degrees, slightly more. And then the feet, I've never really been able to figure out if these are actually swivels or balls. They've got a little bit of wiggle in there, which leads me to think that they might be balls, but I can't see down in there. But they at least give you some good swivel action. So, as you can see, he's got quite a lot of articulation for a TV show character who are normally, oftentimes at least, kind of static from the waist down, or at least have just hinged hips, so or swivel hips rather. So it's pretty cool that they actually went the extra mile on this series. Now, like I said, I paid $15 for this guy, and considering his exclusivity, that's quite a steal. I was on cornerstorecomics.com. You may have seen him cheaper, you may have bought him cheaper, but for me, this is the price that I was wanting to get him at. I'm really happy to have this figure. So you can see he is a 7-inch scale, so he will be taller than Captain America or Boromir here. And Captain America takes a dive once again. So, just so you can get an idea of how big he is. He'll be the same size as the other Battlestar characters. Let me see his face a little better. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's this one. Ooh. But overall, very nice figure. Very into it. I'm glad to have it in the collection. I'll try to get 6's review up here soon. And even though I'm not really super thrilled with how his character ended up, all the changes that they made to him over the years. I thought there was a lot of opportunities missed for this character. I still really like him from Season 1, so I'm glad to have this figure. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, good figure, good buy. If you can find him for 20 or less, you should probably grab him. He may still go down as the series ages, but you know, you never know. Sometimes things go down, sometimes they go up unexpectedly. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys coming through and checking out my review. Make sure you check out InfiniteHollywood.com for more great news, reviews, and discussions. And let Newt know what you think over there. And if you have any questions or comments, hit me up below. And if you'd like to subscribe and see more, I guarantee you will. I've got some more stuff coming up. I've got at least 2 sets of box toys behind me that I'm about to review here in a few minutes. So be prepared for those coming up. And I appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot. Bye.